Arguably, this is the most enticing BMW for years. Primary mission: to remind us that life is short and that we should go after what we want. It now has rear doors. That means it's practical,
Can you get Tarquin?
leaving us with few excuses not to get one. Today, making a car not powered by a battery both relevant and desirable is nearly impossible. But to BMW, impossible is only until it's done.
Right, you get three versions. You get an 840i, which is a 3-litre petrol with 320 odd horsepower. Then there's the 840d, the diesel with 340. I think you can swap them numbers. Or this, the 850 V8 petrol, 0 to 60, 3.8 seconds and 530 horsepower, which sounds a bit like this. That'd do, wouldn't it? Okay, out of the junction test. Heavens above, that is so good. It's almost electric. The way I daren't really say that in a 850, but there's no lag. That power is relentless. You've got an M Sport diff to help you with the handling. You've got adaptive M Sport suspension, which, believe it or not, actually makes a huge difference depending on what button you press down here. That's useful. Obviously, you've got a head-up display as standard, Harman Kardon as standard, wireless charging. It's nicely kitted out. I mean, it's obviously quite an expensive car, and you'd expect it to be. But I don't think you'd be really bothered too much about spec. It's more about how this is to be piloted. This is like piloting a jet. I'll just be quiet for a minute so you can hear the soundtrack. That's the end of the road. You run out of road a lot in one of these. They have got this steering, so this is for the comments. I don't know whether a petrol car steers better than a diesel car or whether it's something they've done with this, because it's silk. The steering is silk. It's the only way I can describe it. So you like it then? Not really. Okay, over a bend, onto the power. These are wet roads. BMW are very good at making you want something with your heart and not your head. I suppose Mercedes can do it a bit, but BMW, the way they do their wording and their fonts and their pictures and the way they do things, also the product itself, you drive it and you go, oh no, I want one of those now. That is it. This is the sort of car where I would get a hard copy of the brochure and read it before bed every night. Oh look, it's nice and silver in it. Should I get a silver one? Text your mate. Should I get a black one or a silver one? That'll be 6 months of your life gone, that will. Surely though, you're going to be thinking, well, hang on a minute, this is a long car. I mean, it is 7 inches longer than the normal 8 Series, and so it'll probably handle like an expensive gondola. But actually, you'd be really wrong. I was extremely surprised. I think one of the reasons and one of the best bits about this car is the lack of air suspension. Standard suspension on steel makes this handle just brilliantly. One way to look at this is, you know, everything that's extravagant and top of the rangey about the 7 Series. Well, take a 7 Series, send it off to a health farm, give it a nutritionalist, get its teeth done, eyes lasered. You know, like that old program where they used to send their ugly husbands, what was that, Extreme Makeover? That is what this is. This is a 7 Series, essentially, completely made over. In other words, it's nothing like a 7 Series at all. Onto the brakes, turn in, no oversteer or understeer. Oh, a little bit there actually, a little bit there. Back end going, nice. Like a bit of back end. And we go. Oh my God, this is amazing.